Hello there and welcome to Curly and Yarny. Today I am weaving an overshot scarf on my Overshot loom. So let's go! So I've already made 2 videos on the subject. So the first video was about the theory behind weaving overshot. I've also warped my loom for 2 scarves in total. So in another video, I wove the first scarf, and in today's video, I'm about to weave the second scarf, and I'm taking you along with me. So let's go! Como é que vai te sair? Oi. Peux rester là. So the pattern that I am doing for the scarf can be found in Anne Dixon, the Hand Weaver's Pattern Directory on page 106, and I'm doing the pattern that can be found right in the middle of the page. So for this project, I'm actually using 2 different type of yarns. The first one is this one here, which is a 2 cotton from Maurice Brassard. I got it in the color plum, and this is the yarn that I am using when I'm weaving the tabby picks in this overshot. Then the second yarn that I am using is this one here. This yarn is from the company Meine Wolle Pro Lana. This yarn was actually given to me by family members who live in Germany, and so I got a few balls of this, and I think I should have plenty to be weaving the project. What I really like about this yarn is that, well, first of all, it is mercerized cotton, but more importantly, it's the color it has. So it goes from blue, as we can see on the loom, to purple and then to pink, and I think this gradient effect is just very beautiful, and it should weave beautifully also with this overshot pattern. Now, for a disclaimer, I did not make all of those design decisions alone. I was actually helped by supporters of my channel. So they helped me decide which color to use in the tabby of this project. So this took place over the Ko-fi platform. I have recently switched to Patreon, and if you wish to be part of this kind of decisions in the future, make sure to visit my page. I will be linking it down below. I just ran out of this yarn on my little spool here, so I need to refill them. And there's a bit of a challenge here because this yarn is gradient, so it changes colors as we go. And so I want the transition in between the color I was weaving and the color I'll be weaving with to be nice and fluid, and that one wouldn't know where I change colors basically. So I need to be very mindful of that. One thing to keep in mind is that the first yarn I put on the spool here is the last yarn I will be weaving with. So to begin with, it doesn't really matter what color I put. I just need to make sure that on the 3rd spool, the last one, the color I have at the very end is similar to this one. So wish me luck and let's go. So in the comments, comments of the second video, the one which I weaved the first scarf of this Overshot project, someone asked me why I was winding my bobbins by hand, if there was any advantage to it or anything, and the answer is as simple as I just don't own a bobbin winder. They are very expensive. The electric ones are just out of budget totally, and there is the other one that are like a manual one, and they're still very expensive, so that's something I'll be saving for in the future. But right now I just do them by hand. It works, and I find this very meditative to to be honest. So I do this and I just think of nothing. So we're getting there. This bobbin is almost full, and I'm starting to reach part where it's a bit more blue. So where I left off, it isn't exactly like the brightest blue. It has some purple in it, so I'll need to try to find the best matching color in this skein of yarn. I think I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this and then start a second one. Now we're talking. Now that's pretty nice. So it's a very small bobbin of yarn, but when working with this kind of yarn, this is what we have to do in order to make everything look great, and that will be used later. As we can see in the middle of there, it's pretty much pink, and I think this pink will match the pink we put first in there, so nothing will be lost on this ball of yarn. It's just a matter of when and how I'll weave them. That's a bad idea they're doing. No, they're doing. So I'm just finished the last pick with that very small bobbins I wanted. So let's move on to the next one. And here the colors should match just perfectly, because it was a transition I did when I winded the bobbin. So I just finished with the purple here and started with the purple on the second bobbin. So this way I know it's exactly the same color. So here it is. Here we have the final scarf. It's all been wet finished and it's ready to be given away. Just a few words on the final project. It blew up very nicely. On the loom, it looked like it was maybe a little bit see-through, but after wet finishing, everything really just came together, and now that really is a nice piece of cloth that is still very drapery, but not too much. Also, I love the darker tabby yarn, so the plum yarn. I feel like this gives so much more depth to the pattern colors of my pattern yarn. I feel like everything looks even more richer, so I really am in love with this. And so this would be it for today's video. I'm very happy you joined me again today. I'm sorry for the delay in between the second and this third part of this series, and I hope to see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.